Hi, it's Paris from Epic Reviews, introducing today our new health channel. And since today is the start of this channel, this is the first video. Wanted to start out talking about the first meal of the day. I've tried a number of different breakfasts to work on having lower cholesterol, lower calories, particularly for me lower sodium, higher potassium. Tried different foods, followed the latest news about what you should have and shouldn't have to meet those different criteria. And I want to show you what I've decided on is a healthy, very filling, and hot breakfast that from the time you walk in the kitchen to the time you sit down and start eating it, it's 5 minutes or less, and there's no real cooking involved. I don't consider microwaving cooking, so that's why I can say that. And the heart of this new breakfast, which is something very good for your heart, oatmeal. It's a traditional breakfast food, done a little differently here by a company called Good Foods Made Simple. Let me zoom in on one of their packages here for you. They have 3 different varieties of this. This is my personal favorite. It's their maple sugar flavored oatmeal. They basically added some brown sugar and some maple syrup for flavoring. And then there's this one, my wife likes better. This one has, I think, a little syrup in it, but it is, the berries are what provide the extra flavor. They do make a plain version of this as well, where you can add your own sweetener, you can add your own fruit, and do it yourself, which is good, but since I'm trying to do this fast, and I'm trying to do it without cooking, which cooking also involves, if you have to get out a knife and chop stuff up, that starts to be cooking for me. So this is the heart of my breakfast, is having one of these 2. Now these are frozen, which may strike you as sort of strange to have frozen oatmeal. But what they've done is they've taken steel cut oats, and I can tell you briefly about that, the difference between the steel cut oats, the rolled oats, and your instant oatmeal. The steel cut oats are actually the oat itself cut into chunks, and you cook it for quite some time to soften it up and get it so that you can then chew it and eat it. And I'll show you when I'm cooking this, you can see the pieces, the chunks of oat that are in the solution. Now the rolled oats, it's the exact same material, it's the same oat, but what they do is they steam it to soften it up, and they roll it through presses, and they steam it some more, and then they toast it. And what you get with that are those flakes that you've seen like in a box of Quaker oatmeal. And then finally there's the instant oatmeal, which is sort of the rolled oats taken to the extreme, made into very fine, very thin pieces of oat that you can just mix with boiling water 30 seconds from the microwave and have your oatmeal. That's why it can be made so quickly, is because the oat that you're eating is in that form of paper thin sheets of oat. Also with the instant oatmeal, they do tend to add a number of other chemicals that you may not want. So generally you're better off with this particular frozen oat package, or the rolled oats, like a big container of Quaker oats. But the reason the steel cut is better for you than the rolled oats has to do with how processed they are. The rolled oats, they've already worked more on the outside part of it and broken it down more. They've also taken it so that it's in those thinner, more exposed, the more surface area is exposed of the oat, so that as soon as you eat it, your body can go right to town digesting it, and it tends to digest it very quickly. A lot of carbohydrates involved, and so you can get a blood sugar spike with that. With the steel cut oats, it's chunks, so your body has to put some time and effort into breaking that down, breaking those chunks apart so that your digestive enzymes can get inside, do the digesting, then take the carbohydrates into your body, so you don't have that spike of blood sugar. And so it's able to keep you feeling full longer, because you're basically, over a longer period of time, your body is pulling the food, the nutrition value out of it into your system. And it's obviously much easier on your system to not give it a big spike of sugar. So that's why I like the steel cut oats. I like them frozen like this, because you can, of course, buy steel cut oats. You have to cook them for a long time. You have to think ahead to cook them long enough to get them soft enough to eat. These have already been cooked and put in whatever flavoring fruit, whatever they're going to do, and then they freeze them. So let me open this up and show you what it looks like inside. I feel like this one this morning. Now this package contains 2 enough for 2 bowls of oatmeal, 2 prepackaged servings, and runs for about $2. Here in Texas I buy it at a supermarket chain called H-E-B, and it's generally a little over $2 for this pack, but this one was on sale when I was there yesterday. It was $1.75. So you're looking at about $1 a bowl for just the oatmeal portion. I know you can get the other kind cheaper, but again, we're looking for fast, convenient, but still healthy. So here's the 2 servings of it. And let's see how close I can get, if you can actually see some of the chunks that are in here. It's kind of hard to see through, but if you can, it's a brownish solution. There's, you know, the juiciness of them having cooked the oatmeal in advance, as well as the maple syrup gives it some of its color. But if you can see the little lighter colored pieces, those are the actual pieces of oat. That's the real heart of it. That's what makes it chewy, and that's what your body has to do the work to digest before it gets the nutrition, before it's able to extract the carbohydrate value and the sugar out of it. So it's a simple matter over here of opening this up. They even give you a peel here deal. Hopefully this one works well, since I'm telling you they're so great. Yep. Pull it open. And I know this is weird for oatmeal. I was weirded out the first time I decided to try this too, but it tastes incredibly good, and it's so easy and quick to make, and actually it's much healthier than your instant oatmeal, which I didn't know before I got on this oatmeal kick. Trying to give you a good view of it here. You can, yeah, now you can really see the little white dots in there, and those are the pieces of oat. So, believe it or not, there's the key to your breakfast, your big chunk of frozen oatmeal. I'm going to put that in the bowl here. And you microwave it for about 3 minutes. You have to stir it at the end. It is frozen, so you sometimes get a frozen chunk, but the rest of it's very hot. So if you just mix it for 10 seconds after you take it out of the microwave, any frozen lumps will quickly melt, and it's a uniform hot oatmeal at that point. I'm going to put it in the microwave here for 3 minutes. And as you can see, taking it out of the package and getting it in the bowl, very short amount of time. So for my 5 minutes I've allotted to have my breakfast prepared and be walking out of the kitchen with it. That takes just a few seconds. This is 3 minutes. And I better go run and get a plate. I forgot the bowl gets really hot, and so you do need to have a saucer or something out of it. You wouldn't want to be holding it in your hand. So I'll get that while this is going. Be right back. Alright, microwave just finished, and I have my plate here already. Before I take that out, I just wanted to tell you briefly that I have been working on losing weight. Yes, I know. And I've lost about 40 pounds over the past year. Got about another 40 pounds before I'll be at the weight that I want to be. And this breakfast is part of that. I've calculated the calories that I have all day, and I'll put that up on the screen here, the details of this package and the nutritional value to it. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, and it's been working well for me. And the good thing is, it's a hot breakfast. I used to have cereal, and the cold breakfast gets tiresome after a while. I did eggs and these little bread rounds, and it was really good. But of course, the latest thing with the eggs is that you shouldn't be having the yolk part of it. But it's worse than they thought it was for you. Well, anyway, nobody said anything bad about oatmeal. They're still saying that's good and good for your heart. So let's see how it turns out. Okay. This is how it comes out of the microwave, and yeah, you really do need that other plate underneath of it. So around the edges it's all pretty soupy. In the middle it's more gooey than soupy, not quite as melted, but stir it for a few seconds. And good and steaming and hot. Let's see if you can see any of those chunks here without me spilling it out of the bowl. Oh, maybe not. What I do to this now, I tend to have a sweet tooth, and though there already is the maple syrup flavor on it. By the way, this by itself is about 200 calories here. I have been using this something, I don't know where else they might sell it. They sell it at our local H-E-B, and it's organic granola. Adds more crunchiness to it, a few raisins, a few cashews, some exotic flavors that I particularly like. This though it does have oil added to it, and part of probably why it tastes so good. And a little high on the calories. So I'm switching over to this. Checked out all the cereals at the store yesterday and looked at the stats on this. It's half the calories of this with still having all the fiber and all the good stuff. So I'm going to be using, my estimate is about 3 tablespoons of whichever you're going to add on top. So I've still got to finish this up. Trying not to cheat since I'm doing this in front of you. We'll say that's 3 tablespoonfuls or so. The serving size on this is a half cup. The serving size on this is a cup. And yet this is 230 calories for your half cup serving. And this is 200 calories for your full cup serving. So I'll be reducing the calorie value of this, though I don't use a lot. I use a quarter cup, I would guess, or maybe a little less. Still, this will be better. So we've got that part of it. Stir it around some. It really is good. The other element of the breakfast is orange juice. I find if I take this glass and put 7 ice cubes in it and fill it up most of the way, it ends up being 8 ounces, so 1 serving. Right about there. And so I'm looking at 110 calories for that, and that's high in potassium and heart healthy as well. So this is breakfast. Holds me easily. I would say I eat it around 8 in the morning. It holds me easily till 10:30 before I even think about I might want something else to eat, at which point I'll have an apple or a banana, but I'll discuss the snacks in a different video. So this is my breakfast. I'm hungry because I waited to make this video in order to eat. So I'm going to go have my breakfast now. And if you would like some more information about the type of diet that I'm describing, which is particularly towards the anti-inflammatory diet, I have a link below on a book that I recommend. And there also, of course, this is the first video. When I get the other videos up, I'll put a link up here or here to go on to the next, about the snacks, about the lunch, about the dinner. And if you're interested, you can watch the whole set and see what I do and if it's something that might work for you. Thanks for watching.